Hi, good morning, intrepid readers. This is your video version of Kelley's Conundrum from last weekend, July 24th, 2016. Now, I had suggestions from the first video blog, like change the lighting, put in a set of earphones so there's no feedback, close the bathroom door. I'm trying to do all of these things to make it better. And I'm also going to try and ad-lib a little more, which is kind of what I've been doing since the beginning of this particular vlog. So anyway, my conundrum from last week is the mystery of, the mysterious inevitability of eavesdropping is the name of the conundrum. Now, as you all know, my favorite thing to do, one of my favorite writing tricks or lessons, if you will, is eavesdropping. I've always loved doing that. I get my best character ideas. I get my best lines from characters from eavesdropping. And there's been more than one blog that addresses this. But I had an experience before we went on our trip this summer that I call eavesdropping karma. And it's the only reason you're just now hearing about this is because I haven't been back for that long. And so this is the first time I wrote the blog. So here it goes. All right, before we left for our trip, my oldest son and I went to Panera for dinner. And we're going to Panera. And ooh, as a side note, I found the best dressing at Panera this past week. If you've never heard of it, it's called Green Goddess dressing, and it's some sort of pesto ranch dill. I don't know what's in it. It's green. It tastes really good, and apparently it's been around since the 70s, but I've never heard of it, and now I've seen it at Panera, and then I saw it 2 or 3 times on the trip. So Green Goddess dressing, check it out. Okay, back to the topic. All right, so now back to Panera and dinner with my son. Now, I admit to getting annoyed at 2 parents and their toddler at Panera. And let me kind of explain the situation. So there's these 2 parents. They're not super young, probably mid-30s, and they spoke baby talk to their little boy, who was probably 2, maybe 3 years old, and they referred to themselves in the third person as mama and dada, and they talked about their little boy and referred to him getting his drink as Wawa, and I couldn't help it, but I got completely annoyed. All right, I admit I'd like to consider myself non-judgmental, but who am I kidding? These parents bugged the crap out of me. And I know that's not fair, and I know that they were doing the best that they can, but speaking in baby talk to your child doesn't help your child. That's just what has been proven time and time again. It's not good for their speech development, their vocal development, their vocabulary development. So saying, hi, I get your Wawa. Oh, goo, goo, gaga. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm the best. I love a little goo, goo, gaga. My baby's got a... I love that. That's why I have a dog. Okay? You never speak that way. You're not supposed to speak that way to your children. It's not good for them. And so that's me being judgmental, I guess. Them referring to themselves in the third person made me feel judgmental. I was just a little judgy gal at Panera this past month with these 2 parents and the way that they were talking to their little boy. So anyway, they're there with the family, and the karma happened a couple minutes later. So they're helping their little dude use the fountain, get his drink in the fountain, his Wawa, out of the drinking fountain, and helping him pour it. And it was a big to do and a big ordeal for this little boy. And he's cute, but So anyway, he finally finishes that, and they put him down, and he decides that he wants to join me and my son for dinner. So he sort of follows us over, and I said, "Hi, how are you doing? Are you going to join us for dinner?" Using perfect enunciation and regular speech patterns, just because. And that's when the karma happened. So he chases me down to the table. His dad chases him down and says, "Come on, come with me, Dax." Wrong grandma. What? What? Wrong grandma. Dude, I'm 46 years old. I have a 7 and a 10-year-old, and I'm hoping to go 20, 30 more years before, no, all right. I'm hoping to go at least 20 more years before I am a grandma, because I don't want my sons to get married at 19 and stuff like that. But regardless, it stung. It stung. It was a little tough. Coming from somebody who takes inordinate pride in being asked for her hall pass like the first 5 to 10 years of her teaching career. That's me. It stung a little bit, but like I said, karma, right? So anyway, maybe I'll chalk it up to an example of our flawed nature as humans, or as my flawed nature as a human for being so judgmental of these two parents who were just doing the best that they could. But probably not. I probably won't, stop having judgment about stuff like that, because I think that's kind of in our nature, and this is a forum for me to talk about it. So, I don't know. I'm not going to stop eavesdropping, ever. I don't think. Sorry. Not going to stop, but I will try. I'll try. I promise to not have a feeling, a negative feeling toward you when you're talking baby talk to your 2 or 3-year-old. That's what I call the mystery of karmic eavesdropping. I'd love to hear your views. Until next time, stay mystified.